investors, they are talking, oh, bring me another warranty, and bring, and in the banks, well, forget it, they don't even know you anymore, okay? So it's not that silly. And allow me to say two other things. Advantage of the European funding. In most of the cases, you don't have to give the money back, which is quite an advantage. Sorry about that. And compared to others, you don't need to put them a seat into your management board, or you don't have them checking if you are running your own business as they should think. They think that you should run your business. So, okay, doesn't come for free. It doesn't come for free, okay? And here's the third big idea. It makes a lot of sense if we do it properly. Like in many avenues of your life, you have to do the right things, and you have to do them right. Here, in this business of getting money from the European Commission to fund our innovative projects, we have to have mainly three things: a vision, a strategy, and a good team. In this order, please. In this order. Don't start, you don't start the houses by the roof. So don't call in all the soldiers for the battle if you don't know if the battle is going to be in the mountains, in the sea, or in the desert. First of all, understand the battle, and then say, okay, we need the ships. Just imagine, go to the Sahara with your carrier, no. You have to bring the right soldiers for the right battles, okay? I'm going to use RAGE as an example of something that we did well, okay? RAGE is about applied gaming. Okay, this is what everybody knows as serious gaming. But we want it to be different. And we use, because just imagine, try to put realizing a serious game ecosystem. It's impossible. So we put apply and it worked fine. RAGE, and it immediately gives you an idea that which is our attitude to go towards this. We are with RAGE. We want to grow RAGE. We want to do things because we are in a big battle with the Americans, with the Chinese, with everybody from out there. Okay? So what we are doing is a applied gaming ecosystem. I will explain in 20 seconds about that. Remember that www, that will explain you. Later today, I will distribute some brochures that will explain you what RAGE is about. You don't need to believe me. You should believe the brochure. Okay, and bringing into the framework. This is a Horizon 2020 project, okay? This is a research project. Well, as a matter of fact, it's what it is called, is a new instrument that the Commission has that is called RIA, Research and Innovation Action. They don't call it project, they call it action. Well, that's part of the cost of working with the Commission. They call things in a different way. And you need to understand their dictionary. They will not understand your dictionary because they get the money. And you want their money, you speak their language, okay? No, sorry, this is what I thought about strategy, and if you don't understand their rules, we are dead, okay? So it's really an important project nowadays. It talks about helping the industry of the applied games, the serious games studios, small little companies that are trying to get out of the water, try to survive, try to convince the Ministry of Education or people, you know, big elephants, about the interesting value of applied games or serious games to change behaviors of people, okay? The good news about this is that there's something called digital transformation that Europe all of a sudden, last week or probably 2 weeks ago, realized that we have a lot of technology, but we don't have the people with the right skills to manage all that technology. So again, we are about to lose another fast train. So they are trying to catch up. They are going to invest from next year onwards a lot of money in trying to modify the skill base of the labor force of Europe. I know. She's getting me against the clock. And games can be part of the solution. This is what we are trying to give companies, which is a lot of assets that my friend Thierry Platon calls components, which says it's much a proper way, but we call it assets, sorry. We are going to create a social space with some sort of a Unity store for serious games inside, but that's the tangible part of it. What we are trying to create is a community to try to help all the small little companies and try to become jointly competitive, which is another of the things that Josephine said about partnerships, about becoming international. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. For example, if you want to do something European and you don't know who is doing this kind of things in England or in the Scandinavian countries, well, we will try to help you on those kind of things too. In the end, and this is the vision, what we are trying to help companies is to get quicker and wider into the market. In doing that, we have the typical thing. This is a research project. Of course, we need the researchers. But we have other kind of individuals there, which are education providers. So we have a strange mix here of ICT and education, which makes things more interesting. And we have people from the game industry. Good grief, this is another thing. This is a research project, but we have people from industry. And I will explain which is the real value of this. And we have business innovator because we didn't know how to put them into the other groups, so we created a fourth group. But what it is important here is not this conventional classification, but the strategic classification that it is behind. The vision, the strategy, and the team, this is the part of the team. We need to have the right soldiers for the right battle. And the right soldiers is, you have to have three profiles, basically. One, the problem owner. Second one, a solution provider. And third, a knowledge provider. Because if you don't have the three legs of the stool will fall. Innovation will not occur. You will have research, but you will not have innovation. If you have innovation, but you don't have research, you are just cleaning the repainting the house, but not making a new house. And if you don't have the problem owners, if you don't have the Ministry of Economy, or, for example, the police school of Portugal, what they need is to show their people how to interview women who has been victims of sexual harassment. It's so difficult for a policeman to make an interview of that kind of people that they need new techniques, and we are using games to change the life of policemen. Those are problem owners. That's part of the vision that we want to have into a project. If you don't have that vision, if you don't understand which is the problem that you want to solve, it's very difficult to get money from the Commission. Of course, we have French people inside, but very few. We need to bring more French people into our projects. And unfortunately, that means more people speaking less French and more English. I remember when I started in this job in '92, half of the conferences in the Commission, the information days in the Commission, half of them were in French, half of them were in English. Today, you don't get somebody speaking in English unless you go to the cafeteria. So this is important, this is in your hands. So, going into the end of this presentation, what I was trying to explain is that the road of success in preparing proposals starts with understanding the rules of the game. More or less, Josephine started to show you, but there's a lot of reading to be done. There is a lot of understanding to be understood. Don't move a finger without understanding where are you going. They have rules and rules and rules and rules. That's the cost of such a wonderful free money. Public money, our taxpayers' money, ourselves. We are paying these projects. We need to choose when, where, and how to compete. More or less, the when and where is what Josephine was explaining about the calls. Allow me to say something. The calls, let's see, in Horizon 2020 at least, there are no calls for games. Forget about call for games. The key word here is challenge. Challenge is kind of problems that Europe has that you have to translate it in how can a game can help in solving this problem. And that's the call. And there are 600 calls per year. That's the second hard part, where people like Josephine are tremendously valuable. They help you a lot in this area. How to compete? Don't try to go to the first project as super duper leader of the project, because it's not going to work. Paris Saint-Germain didn't go to Champions League the first year it was created. Okay? Well, I don't know, when it was created, it was not there. You need to have some experience to lead, but you don't need to have experience to follow, or, and this is important, what I was talking about the team, but I will say it now, as companies, as small companies, you are in a privileged situation compared to the biggest university, is that you are closer to the market. You are very close to the problem owners. Use that card when you negotiate with La Sorbonne or whoever. In the end, build the team, get the soldiers once everything is ready, not before. And of course, deliver what we call a killer proposal. And a killer proposal is that. RAGE got 15 over 15. It was the only proposal that was funded out of 50. We took all the budget that was available. So now we have 49 teams that hate us. But sorry about that, we did our homework. A 15 means no mistakes. No mistakes. Usually, most of the proposals fails because you make mistakes. So be prepared to compete when you are ready, not before. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ruben, just thank you for your relevant speech. Just one question: are you looking for still looking for companies for your research program or not?
Let's see. In the concrete case of RAGE, RAGE is in the first year out of 4. We are going to be finished by early 2019. We are preparing components that we are going to be using in games, prepared by our own partners, but we are totally open that if you want to use, as a matter of fact, we will love if you use our assets, if you call us and say, hey, Ruben, I have this pilot that I would like to test your asset. We can find ways to collaborate. And that, for example, will be a very low effort way of entering into this world from your side. That will be the carrot. Of course, once you are in, we will kill you. But, but yes, the answer is totally yes. And of course, let's see, the good news about Horizon 2020 is that starting in 2018, there's going to be much more money, because this is a program that started slowly and is gaining momentum. But in any case, my recommendation is, if we are talking about 2018, start working in the second half of 2016. It takes time. You don't have to work 80 hours per week thinking in these things, but you cannot go into a European project in the last 2 months, because there's people like me that we know the truth how to compete in this. So try to learn from the people that has more experience and start early.
Thank you. We won't have time for questions. I'm really sorry. So I invite people who wants to go further with you to go and to speak with you tonight. You stay tonight?
I'm staying until tomorrow noon.
Cool. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Josephine.